This House would adopt student loan mechanism in Indonesia. Before the opposition team formally starts, I'd like to strain the fact that no, the opposition does not claim or push any individuals of any class to reach for higher education simply by trying to get a scholarship or by paying a tuition or anything that includes paying a fee that could involve in us not being able to pay it. So we don't really step into that world and don't really go into college. Student loans itself is a financial aid system that helps college students pay their tuition or pay their college fees that includes their books, their classes itself, and a lot more. We believe that this debate is not only about increased possibility for middle and lower class people to acquire a higher education. We, as the opposition team, would like to wager that idea, to reconsider it psychologically. Think about it. In a country like ours, in Indonesia, especially, it's a lot of things really, but a place or a stable place or a safe place for a student or a young adult to need to face financial problems. Coming from how the majority of the citizens stem from lower to middle class families, how wages are unstable or sometimes we're not even paid, how some teachers aren't even paid properly, not even just teachers by the way. This also includes employees of any route. Could be a barista, you could be a bookshop worker, anywhere really, and this could happen because you won't know the natural instinct of a human behavior. To our constant reign of corruption. Our economy has never been stable. Therefore, debt should terrify us, especially to our core. It isn't the most ideal situation, therefore, to put young adults into a ticking time bomb of possible life debt. You see, even after being granted higher education, it isn't 100% guaranteed that you will be able to find a job or a workplace with stable income. And no, neither can we 100% believe that the government will immediately act upon this by adding workplaces. Why am I so sure? You see, our increased rates of poverty has never truly decreased. Even if it has in the past, maybe by BG Habibi, maybe by the foundation being increased, maybe by education being improved. The status quo as of right now, even if everything else is stable, our rupiah increased again. Therefore, our currency keeps on weakening. This means that it is safe and more logical to say that we cannot believe in external parties, especially those who believe that dollars are used in kampung. And it is much stable to just keep up our current system, which include TKA, SNBP, invitation route, and many other routes that can be joined if you are smart enough, or privileged enough, as the government team says. The second problem with government's case is their belief that why a scholarship limits itself isn't connected to the cause and effects that will happen when we allow or adopt student loaning. By this, I'll let you imagine realistically why student loans could be more burdening than helpful. Once again, it isn't a high chance that all graduates will become employed. This could, for an easy example, we could take a DKV student or an FSRD student. All of their dreams could be different. Maybe one of them wants to be an animator. Maybe one of them wants to be a graphic designer. Maybe any of them wants to be a game illustrator. That would require them to either go outside or they would try to make their own corporation inside Indonesia, which is a hard feat because people here are more so connected to artificial intelligence and they think that it's more useful than traditional work itself or traditional art. So, by a simple example like that, you can imagine the rest of us, especially since again we're talking about AI. AI people in Indonesia, it is a societal belief that it can change or replace us for some reason. Some might choose jobs for just the sake of paying off debt too. This means that they could just choose to not pursue their dreams, to not become entrepreneurs, to just choose a job that is obviously the safe choice. So you can also just kind of pay off your life expenses by maybe you're still living by your parents, so you just need the food, or maybe you're paying for your own apartment, so you have to pay off that and your food and your electricity and your student loan debt. There's a lot of factors really. Some might struggle to pay despite having a job too, like I said, and so on. If we look in the big picture, especially in a country like ours, there's a higher chance that there will be a collective of people that will not pay the loans. If this here happens, and if it keeps increasing, people will that's caused by people who got motivated to acquire education without paying first in the first place. It isn't an unavoidable possibility that mass debt happens. And I'm afraid if this happens, the burden spreads above a lot. Above just not just those who can't pay or the students who can't pay, which I mean this will the government itself now could also struggle to supply public finances. Students might consume or buy less, and because of that, all it will lead to decreased economic growth. With this, I'm glad to oppose.